Well, as we just heard, children who have experienced trauma can display the effects in many ways. Some children are more at risk for developing traumatic stress. There are several risk factors that might affect children who have experienced trauma, including the severity of the event, exposure to more than one traumatic event in the past, the amount of destruction seen or distance from the event, the caregiver reactions and resources available to the child, family, and community. So why is it important for us to really understand these risk factors?
I would say it matters what happens, but also when it happens and our response right after. So, and some kids will have hardly a reaction at all to something that we think is huge, like the death of a parent, and the kid kind of just seems okay really quickly. But then other kids, they'll have something happen that's a couple of people removed from them, and it'll really impact them in a different way. Like they've known a cousin who lives in a different city who got sick, and they're kind of repeating about it. So it really depends on that child and who they are and kind of how they're responding to it. But then also, what supports do they have? Who's helping them? Who's nurturing them? Who's trying to figure out, what's going on with you that I can wrap my arms around you so that it doesn't impact you more than it needed to.
Our awareness of all these risk factors and all these sort of long-term consequences really help us reframe our way that we interact with families and children and change our sort of internal dialogue and really say, what's happened to them? How can we help them? How can we get them the resources they need to cope with this specific issue?